Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Notice is hereby given that a regular meeting of the City Council of the City of Sandy Oaks, Texas is being held today, November 10th, 2022 at 6:30 p.m. at City Hall, 22870 Priest Road, Sandy Oaks, Texas, where a quorum of the City Council will be present. All agenda items are subject to action. The City of Sandy Oaks will also provide a live stream video and telephonic access of the meeting through the link provided on the posted agenda. The public will be permitted to offer public comments in person, telephonically, or by video as provided by the posted agenda and as permitted by the presiding officer during the meeting. A recording of the telephonic meeting will be made and will be available to the public in accordance with the Texas Public Information Act upon written request. Madam Secretary, may we have a call to order, quorum call? Excuse me. We are called to order at 6:32 p.m. Madam Secretary.
Thank you. Mayor Pro Tem Martinez.
Present.
Alderwoman Martinez.
Here.
Alderman Rapino.
Here.
Alderman Coppendaffer.
Here.
Alderwoman Alvarado. Here. We also have our city attorney, and you do have a floor.
Okay, I ask for you to rise with me for the Pledge of Allegiance.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. Agenda item 3, citizens to be heard. Do we have anyone signed up, ma'am?
Yes, sir, we have one person. Doing a lot of 3 minutes.
Thank you. I'm terribly sorry. I see Hernandez. I did not see the first name.
Yvette.
Yvonne?
Yvette.
Yvette. Thank you very much, Ms. Hernandez. Would you like to speak to council?
Well, it's our first time living here in San Diego. And when we bought our property, we were told that we were going to have livestock. So now I got fined for having livestock, which they told me I was able to have it, but then it came out that I wasn't. So it's our first time being to a council meeting. We've never been here before or anything. So yeah. Oh, and so when we got our contract, when we bought our house,
When we first, it said that we supposed that we could have livestock and we can have all that when we first got the property. We finally weren't able to do that. So then, police officer went to our house. We went there, he went over our house, or whatever he did. He took pictures, was having livestock animals without my permission, that they were to or not. I had a privacy fence. That's fine. And then she got taken, she was to go to court for it. But the thing is, on one of your own Sandy folks, all the folks online, it says you're allowed to have, you can have livestock on your property if the animals have food and water for 1, for 2. Also, if you have a gated area where they cannot get out. Which 2, 1, we have food and water for them, and 2, we have a gated area as well where they cannot get out.
Excuse me for interrupting you, sir. Factually speaking, livestock are not allowed in San Diego, with a few exceptions, those being 8 acres or more. If you were told you could have livestock.
Wait, it says that, but it says that online on y'all's San Diego's, whatever it's called, it says on there, if you have that, you're allowed to have livestock. I'm just saying what it said.
Okay, sir, I'll be glad to review that with you after the meeting.
Yeah, we took a picture of it to show that to you.
Okay.
Yeah.
Anything else?
Other things too, but I might get that today, maybe the next time we come.
Okay, I'll be glad to speak with you after the meeting. thank you very much for coming, and we do appreciate your input. Moving on to agenda item 4. Mayoral announcements and updates. First, I wish to issue a proclamation of the mayor and city council of the city of Sandy Oaks. Whereas Native Americans have played a vital role in this country, and their many contributions have enhanced freedom, prosperity, and greatness in America today. Whereas by celebrating Native American Heritage Month, we affirm our commitment to remember those contributions and to honor the unique heritage of our continent's first inhabitants. And whereas this special observance reflects the rich heritage and great influence that Native Americans had on our nation's history and culture, and reflect our continuing commitment to Native American tribal governments as an integral part of the social, political, and economic fabric of the United States. Now, therefore, be it known that I, Charles Fillinger, by the power vested in me as mayor of the city of Sandy Oaks, so hereby proclaim November 22nd as Native American Heritage Month in the city of Sandy Oaks, and encourage all city residents to participate in this observance, thereby fostering the celebration of diversity and keeping strong the rich cultural foundation of our community and country. Proclaimed this 10th day of November 2023. Got 22, thank you.
It's 23 here.
I know, I read that.
Yeah.
Yes. Further announcements. As a Marine Corps veteran, I wish to say happy birthday, United States Marine Corps. It is the anniversary date of the origin of the Marine Corps.
Happy birthday.
Today,
Yeah.
all on Veterans Day.
I could either come here or go to the Marine Corps
Nice.
ball. You are so lucky.
Oh, man.
And tomorrow being Veterans Day, God bless our veterans. Thank you for your service.
Yeah.
Agenda item 5, consent agenda. All matters listed on the consent agenda are considered routine by the city council of the city of Sandy Oaks and will be enacted by one motion. There will not be a separate discussion of these items. If discussion is desired, that item will be removed from the consent agenda and will be considered separately. Questions, motions? No.
I make a motion that we accept the consent agenda as presented.
I have a motion from Alderman Coppendaffer to accept the consent agenda as presented.
I'll second.
I have a second by Alderman Rapino. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? That carries unanimously. Agenda item 5, financial report, income and expenses for October 2022 will be reported by City Secretary Catherine Yelton with possible discussion and or action. You have the floor, Ms. Young.
And I did not page the number of the page, so I'm sorry about that. So the first one is a general fund reconciliation. So our beginning balance as of October 1st, 2022 was $156,094.41. We had checks and payments of $99,429.34. Deposits and credits of $62,364.72, leaving us with an ending balance as of October 31st, 2022 of $119,029.59. If you go back quite a few pages, you'll find the ARPA fund reconciliation.
They're numbered, but within them.
Well, yeah,
Within themselves, yeah.
Separate PDF.
Yeah.
So we have the ARPA fund reconciliation as of October 1st, 2022 at $934,467.44. We had checks and payments of $17,712, leaving an ending balance as of October 31st, 2022, $916,755.46. The next page right after that should be the bond fund. Hopefully. Is it? Okay. Beginning balance as of October 1st, 2022, $704,401.61. We had an interest deposit of $29.70, leaving an ending balance of $704,431.31.
On the ARPA funds, the Ronston properties, what was that again? Recall?
It was mortgage.
Mortgage for,
Mortgage for.
oh, we assisted, I got you.
And during the month of October, I didn't have a chance to move over money from ARPA to general fund for the assistance, but I did do it today, so it's like back up to about $100.
I move that we accept the finance report as presented.
Okay, I have a motion from Alderman Rapino to accept financial report as presented.
Second.
Mayor Pro Tem Martinez spoke first. He seconds the motion. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? That carries unanimously. Police Department. Updates and announcements from Chief Lopez, possible discussion and or action. Chief, you have the floor.
Good evening, Mayor and Council. Just real quick, we received our vehicles back, our patrol vehicles. They got outfitted with the mobile radios. However, they're not working yet because they have to go through the process for the city of San Antonio and Bexar County through that process. And then our deck on our police side is almost completed. Other than that, nothing else.
Okay. And agenda item 7B, presentation of monthly report by Chief Lopez, possible discussion and or action. Chief?
Monthly activity report for the month of October, starting at the top, court defendants, we had 84 cases, we had 105 traffic stops, 148 traffic stops, 151 citations were issued, 103 warnings were given. Myself had 8 calls for service. Corporal Castillo had 21 calls for service, and Officer Maldonado had 30 calls for service. We had 13 arrests for the month. We had 3 calls for service for assist other law enforcement agency, assist Bexar County Fire, 1 EMS call, 1 call for service for abandoned vehicle, going all the way down to 1 call for animal dog loose, and then also for an animal that would be a turtle. It went down to civil matter custody, 1 call for service, and then 1 civil matter. Went to the next page. We had 2 calls for service for criminal mischief, 1 COV for trash garbage, and then that one for COV junk vehicles. We actually had 4 citations. Actually, I'm sorry. It wasn't 1. We had 14 city ordinance violation citations to issue to 1 property that was located off White Hickory. And then 1 city ordinance violation for a mobile trailer, 1 city ordinance violation for illegal burning, 9 city ordinance violations for dog, could be dog, horse, or pig, either or, 2 damaged properties, 3 disturbance verbals, 1 information report, 1 lost property report, 2 narcotic laws reports, 1 reckless driver, and then 3 recovered vehicles, 1 suspicious activity, 2 suspicious person activity, one suspicious vehicle, 1 call for service for theft, 1 call for service for theft ID, 1 call for service for threats, 1 traffic hazard, 1 welfare check, and 1 public nuisance, and 5 total vehicles. Going to if you're looking at the month of October for arrests, we had 13 arrests. We had 10 non-resident arrests as well, and 3 residents. Most of these arrests were county warrants from other agencies as well. So we're looking down the individuals there.
Are you,
Interesting.
are you told is that year to date or is it for October?
That's the yes, photo year today.
Year to date.
Yes, ma'am.
I have a question, Chief.
Yes, sir.
That animal turtle,
Mhm.
was it speeding?
We're trying to catch up with the hair.
Yeah, okay, thank you. Yeah,
Figures.
any other discussion? Thank you, Chief.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Agenda item 8A, presentation of monthly report by ACO Tucker with possible discussion and or action. Mr. Tucker, you have the floor.
Thank you, Mayor and Council. I'm here to present right now, for the month of October. We had about 15 dogs, there was 15 animals that we had, 5 went to foster, 3 with the guardians came and picked them up. 4 that went to the vet, and 1 was transferred, leaving us with 2 dogs. And right now, I just found out the husky that we have, she's gonna be picked up tomorrow by the owner. And the pit bull, is gonna be picked up next Tuesday.
Okay, thank you.
And it was 26 citations and 26 notice of violation was placed on mail or placed on the property.
26 citations and what?
Notice of violation.
Notice of violation.
Speak up a little bit.
That's okay.
Questions, discussion?
Mhm.
Thank you, Mr. Tucker,
You're welcome, sir.
and we certainly appreciate the job you're doing.
Thank you.
Okay, agenda item 8B, updates and announcements from Animal Control Advisory Committee Chair Alderwoman Debbie Martinez with possible discussion and or action. Alderwoman, you have the floor.
We missed the last meeting because of voting. So our next meeting will be the 21st at 6:30.
November 21st at 6:30.
Yes, sir.
Okay, thank you very much.
You're welcome.
Okay, agenda item C, discuss and or possible action on quotes received to perform 150,000 mile maintenance on the animal control Ford F-150. Discussion.
Yeah, Mayor, so, speaking with ACO Tucker, his vehicle has been acting kind of funny lately. And, it's been high idling, kind of doing some weird stuff. So, we got the discussion. It doesn't appear that there's been any relative maintenance on it outside of oil changes.
Mhm.
And so, it's part of really trying to keep our vehicles lasting as long as they can. We both looked at the recommended service intervals and found that the 150,000 mile, which is about the approximate mileage she has on the vehicle,
Yep.
would be a great place to start at this time. We did get 2 quotes in, one from Mac Hike and then one from Hillen.
It's a 2-sided.
Yep.
There's one from Holmes as well on the last.
Okay, good.
Sorry.
Very good. Okay, yeah, 3 quotes, sorry. We did get one from Mac Hike, one from Redrick Homes, and one from Hillen's Auto Repair. And yeah, I mean, I just recommend that this is something that we move forward with. Hopefully it resolves the issue. It's not throwing any check engine lights just yet, but I feel like one of the treatments here is a fuel service kit. I think that'll resolve any issues that he's having.
Okay, do you have a recommendation as to which of these
Personally, I feel like the best bang for the buck is the Hillen.
Yeah, it looks like.
So it's a little bit more than your Mac height, but I believe it's less service.
Okay, it's
Mac height's less service, yeah.
it's well under $100 difference. Okay. I would entertain a motion.
I'll move that we accept the bid from Heavens for not more than $1,200 to do the maintenance on the animal control vehicle.
Okay, I have a motion from Alderman Rapino
I'll second.
to award the work to Hillens Auto Repair not to exceed $1,200. I heard a second from Alderwoman Martinez. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? That carries unanimously. Mr. Tucker, please get you up. He's gone.
No,
I'll let you know tomorrow.
Please let him know tomorrow to get this taken care of. Okay, Parks and Recreation. Updates and announcements from Park Advisory Committee Committee Chair Alderman Rapino with possible discussion and or action.
Yeah, we've had a meeting. It was a pretty good meeting. We discussed several things. Signed and along with Alderman Coppendale, who attended the meeting. I guess we talked about having an auto show sometime in the summer months. I think we talked about,
We're looking at Father's Day weekend.
yeah, Father's Day weekend, which would be a nice plus in the park. We also talked about signs, and we had sort of a sub meeting the following Friday with our very able public works director, who we talked about signs and also moving the storage building from the yard over to close to the community center. So we're moving right along with the park, and I'd like to thank the very able director of public works, who is sitting right here, Priscilla Schultz. Thank you, Priscilla. And that's all I have.
Okay, next meeting, do you have the,
Oh, yes, the next meeting will be December 6th, first Tuesday in December.
6:30 PM right here?
Yes, 6:30, right.
Okay, thank you very much, sir. And agenda item 9B, discuss and or possible action on allocating $5,000 for community center activities and $2,000 for additional furniture and equipment utilizing ARPA funds. Our community center didn't get a lot of use over the summer because we had no air conditioning. We still have no air conditioning, but it's going to happen this month.
We have half the air conditioning.
But we have heating. Veteran.
So, the plan for the upcoming year is, February, have a Valentine's Day dance for the young people. April, Easter celebration, and egg hunt, sweet snacks for the youngsters, get their sugar up. I'll be there for that. In May, we'll celebrate Mother's Day, June, Father's Day, potentially with a car show in the park. July, we will celebrate 4th of July, wieners, hot dogs, balloons, games, and we generally have a water slide or a bounce house then. October, craft day and Halloween. November, this month, we are preparing for the Angel Tree event for Christmas. December, we have a craft day, letters to Santa, meet Santa Claus, and angel tree activities. It has been mentioned that we should possibly have bingo once or twice a month. So that's what we're looking at funding for, is community center activities, park activities. We also have a shortage of folding tables and chairs at times. We run out of seating before we run out of people. We want to get a bingo set up and maybe some dominoes for us old timers. So that's what we're looking to fund from this $7,000. So the floor is open for discussion.
Do we want to consider, well, I think the one thing that we didn't mention here is National Night Out.
Well, sir, that's funded under,
Well, but I'm talking about having it in the park, so.
oh, if we get the lights in, I would like that.
Yeah, I think that's kind of where I was going with it. You just didn't mention it, so I thought I'd throw it out there. But do we want to consider like Halloween, this next year's Halloween, next year's Christmas, separate from this recommendation or this funding?
Yeah, I think. we
Because it would
should.
be in the next fiscal
It'll be
year,
in the next budget, yes, sir.
right? So, okay,
Yeah.
fiscal year runs to September.
This is our first, well, I guess Halloween was kind of like the first thing celebration of for this fiscal year.
Okay,
You also have to though consider when having it in the park. You're gonna have to have that entrance one way only, so we're gonna need to do something down at Grove Run to get people out of the park. If we're gonna do something like trunk or treat or
We can open that gate.
the gates of, I think the gate's a person gate. It needs to.
No, there's a
There's no
vehicle
gate.
gate out there, yes, ma'am. We have to cut the chain, because I don't know if we have a keyboard or not, but no, we do have a key for that one, so, yeah, we can open
One
that.
way only.
Does it have asphalt all the way to the back door gates?
No, but
Scary, they
no,
get stuck in the sand.
no, they will not get stuck in the sand. It has been gravelled.
Oh,
It goes right into the cul-de-sac, so it's all, yeah.
Yeah, you can't drive a pickaxe in there without a power
yeah,
tool on top of
Drive
it.
off the drive.
I'll never been back there.
and then okay, so the 2,000 is for the like tables and chairs.
Tables, chairs, bingo equipment, and such.
And is this gonna be a yearly budget item? Or is this just a one-time?
No, probably some of the
Well,
things will be annual.
The activities
Will be annual.
will be annual.
Yeah. The chairs. probably.
The chairs probably gonna last 5 years, tables gonna last another 5 years, so it's kind of a,
That's why it's broken out.
So we're gonna add a line on the P and L, yeah, on the budget for them going forward.
we should, yes.
Yeah.
Right.
So is that included in Parks and Recreation or is it another separate one?
Actually, all the park activities have been under Public Works up to this point in time.
Like improvement.
Okay.
But it really should be broken out.
Okay, because you had it under Parks and Recreation discussion, so I was,
Yeah.
And there is a line item under public works called park and city ground projects,
Yeah, but
which has 20,000 in it.
Yeah, but
so,
I was just thinking
That's-
from there,
that's pavement, mowing,
yeah.
light repairs and so forth.
So this is just
But
for the purpose.
that-
of
yeah, activity.
That also includes the municipal complex, the flower bed up front. So, yeah,
And last year we had a overage of about 3,200, so.
but I think we're probably gonna burn that 20,000 up on the air conditioning that's carried over from last year.
Oh, I thought that would have gone under municipal building, community center.
I don't know.
No, we had three.
Well, I'll make a motion that we approve the $7,000.
Okay, there's,
I'll second.
okay. I have a motion from Alderman Coffin-Dapper to approve $5,000 for activities, $2,000, $7,000 in total. For the community center. And
Right, second.
Alderman Rapino second the motion. All in favor say aye.
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 And opposed, that carries
No.
unanimously. No,
Yep.
excuse me.
Yeah, we are opposed.
All right, let me try it again. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed.
Aye.
Hi.
3 in favor, 2 opposed. The motion carries.
Where's the funds coming from?
ARPA, sir.
Okay, just because he didn't say where, so I just wanted to make sure
Do we
that,
need that motion?
do we need that to be a part of the motion?
I'll defer to our attorney.
And have a second motion clarifying the motion, the vote that was raised.
Okay, I would entertain a motion clarifying the funds.
I'll make a motion that the funds are taken from the ARPA.
Okay, I have a motion from Alderman Coffin-Dapper to allocate the funds from ARPA. Do I have a second?
A second.
I have a second from Alderwoman Martinez. All in favor, raise your hand. 3 in favor, opposed. 2 opposed, the motion carries. Agenda item 10A, updates and announcements from Public Works Director Smith and possible discussion and or action. Ms. Smith, you have the floor.
Thank you, council. Wanted to get y'all updated on some projects that we've had going on with the city hall. As you can tell, our courtroom has been completed, the walls. We now have a judge's door installed. The judge's room is completed. And what we've waited for the longest is for a mud room / shower room. It's officially completed 100%.
Amen.
Looks nice.
We have 2 doors that have been installed, down, one towards Public Works hallway, one towards the judge's chambers. So that we can open up for court to be able to utilize the restrooms. That was our ultimate goal. Police department has their own door now, and by tomorrow, the porch, the platform for the law enforcement exit door it's a 10 by 10, will be completed by tomorrow. And they are almost done with it, and it looks amazing. So thank y'all very much for approving these items.
Okay.
My 2 public works employees, Mike and Clyde, are out there doing an amazing, absolute amazing job, making our community look a lot better. Cleaning right of ways, taking before and after pictures, and just absolutely making a difference for our law enforcement officers that pull somebody over. Or for somebody who may break down, the grass is super tall, can cause a fire. So our guys are cleaning up our community as best as we can. But they're doing an amazing job.
I've seen that. I appreciate that.
Thank you. Thank you very much. I appreciate that.
Okay, thank you, ma'am, and please pass our thanks on to your guys.
I will do.
Okay, agenda item 11, administrative old business, discuss and or possible action on ordinance 2022-215, amending the annual budget for fiscal year 2021-2022 for municipal purposes. The reason for this is so that we have an approved budget for the city auditors to work with. So, floor is open for discussion.
Can you clarify court security funds?
Uh, yes. State law mandates certain things, and we have to adopt ordinances to comply with it. The court security and the court technology funds are mandated by the state, and we have an ordinance adopting that mandate. The bottom line is, those funds are mandated by the state, and they are put into our reserve funding because they can only be used for those items.
But as far as security, that would be our, officers.
The
Court security, ma'am.
Huh?
So like
Oh,
court
just the
security.
court. No, just the, okay.
Yeah.
That's what I wanted to know. Okay.
Technology would be like updates to the.
Yeah,
to the
firewall.
To the servers, right, like to the programs which I.
Okay.
For that ordinance, you should have two exhibits, A and B. A shows the proposed changes, B shows how it would look if those proposed changes are approved to be implemented. And when I came up with these proposed changes to present to Mayor Fillinger, I tried to keep the movements of funds between their own categories. But there was one that just, and I want to say it might have been there was one that was, I think it was.
So the ones in red are things that you changed out of A, just to
Yes.
clarify it as single.
Yes, so
Uh-huh.
like the very first one,
Mhm.
you know, proposing moving 10,900 from maintenance. So this is
Right.
the one actually that I'm talking about.
Mhm,
And then 7,600 from the park
mhm.
to the employee benefits and insurance. And that's, I think, about the only one that I had to move
Mhm.
out of its category.
Okay. So you're just doing this to give it more clarification as to what individual sums are within that department.
Correct.
Is that correct?
Yes, to get a true picture of what was spent
For each.
for future.
Instead of a lump sum.
Mhm.
Mhm.
And it helps for future planning of budgets.
Right. Mhm.
So do we need a motion to
We
approve this or?
need a
have to,
motion. I believe we need to approve the
Change.
amended budget and then the
ordinance?
ordinance.
So. Well, if nobody's gonna make any discussion, I'll move that we approve the amended budget.
Okay, I have a motion to approve the amended budget from Alderman Rupino.
I'll
Okay,
second that.
and a second from Alderman Coppendaffer to approve the amended budget. All in favor, say aye. And opposed? That passes unanimously. And I would entertain a motion to adopt ordinance number 2022-215.
So I'll move that we adopt ordinance 2022-215, an ordinance of the City Council of the City of Sandy Oaks, Texas, amending the annual budget for the fiscal year 2021 and 2022 for municipal purposes, providing a severability clause and providing for an effective date.
I have a motion from Alderman Rupino adopting ordinance 2022-215. Amending the annual budget for fiscal year 2021-2022 for municipal purposes, providing a severability clause and providing for an effective date. Do I have a second? Second by Alderman Coppendoffer. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
And opposed? Carries unanimously. Discussing possible action on ordinance 2022-216, amending the annual budget for fiscal year 2022-2023 for municipal purposes.
And these are just to include those two funds and.
And the purpose of the amendment is to separate out the municipal court security fund and the technology fund
From the court fines.
from the other court fines and adding the court security fund and technology fund under GASB 54 assigned funds under reserve funding.
I'll make a motion that we approve ordinance number 2022-216. Oh, that's right. Take it back. Make a motion that we approve the amended budget for fiscal year 2022-2023.
I'll second.
Okay, I have a motion from Mayor Pro Tem Martinez and a second from Alderman Rapino to approve the proposed amendments to 2022-2023 fiscal year budget. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
And opposed? That carries unanimously.
And then I'll make the motion to approve city ordinance number 2022-216. That's it.
I'll second.
I have a motion from Mayor Pro Tem Martinez to adopt ordinance 2022-216 and a second from Alderwoman Alvarado. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
And opposed? That carries unanimously. Administration, new business. Okay. I believe we're going to call an executive session to deliberate a change in compensation for Chief Felipe Lopez and City Secretary Municipal Court Clerk Catherine Yelton and related matters pursuant to Texas Open Meetings Act, Chapter 551, of the Texas Government Code, section 551-074, personnel matters. And we will adjourn to executive session at 7:16. Visitors, we ask everyone that's not involved in the executive session to leave the room for a few moments. Okay, we are resuming the regular council meeting at 7:36. Agenda item, I lost my agenda item. 12B, and I'm gonna break this down to agenda items 12B1 and 12B2. Agenda item 12B1, discuss and or action on a change in compensation for Chief Felipe Lopez and related matters. It is my recommendation that we increase the chief's salary to $67,000. $67,000. And the floor is open for discussion.
If there's no discussion, then I will move that we increase the chief's pay to $67,732.80.
Say that again, sir.
I said, did I make that motion wrong? I move that we increase Chief Lopez's salary to $67,732.80 as of the beginning of the next pay period.
My second.
Okay. Further discussion?
Well, that was not the agreed amount.
It wasn't?
No, the proposed salary budget.
Budget,
Per current budget is 67,000.
That's what's on the budget.
Is that what you recommended?
That is what I recommended, sir.
What I proposed?
No, my recommendation was $67,000.
Okay, then I'll rescind I make a motion to
Alderwoman
rescind my
Martinez also
original.
Also, excuse me, Alderwoman Martinez also needs to agree to withdraw the motion, since she made the second.
Do you?
Okay, I agree to withdraw my motion.
Yeah, I agree to withdraw my motion. And I was reading off this paper. Then I withdraw my motion. So do we have to vote on it? No, we never voted
We
on it.
never voted on it, sir.
Okay, so I will make another motion that we raise Chief Lopez's salary to $67,000 as of the beginning of the next pay period.
Okay.
And I'll second it.
Okay, I have a motion from Alderman Rapino with a second from Alderwoman Martinez to adjust the chief's salary to $67,000 annually, beginning at the beginning of next pay period. Discussion. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
And opposed? That carries unanimously. And agenda item 12B2, discuss and or action on a change in compensation for city secretary, municipal court clerk Catherine Yelton. My recommendation is to increase her salary to $47,320 annually, beginning with the next pay period.
Which does coincide with the annual budget.
Yes, sir.
Yep.
Ms. Shelton, I have a question. You had a pay raise in March, correct? When you took on both of the hats of both.
Last year. That was that was in 2020.
I
After
wasn't
Ms.
here.
Raven?
Ms. Raven.
No, after Kathy Blake left. Do you see the dates I put on the paper I gave you? Okay, so we lost our court clerk. I started doing both while we looked for another court clerk. The judge and the prosecutor at that time recommended me. They asked if I would take on both, and I did in 2020. I got a pay raise in 21 of 3%.
Okay, I was under the impression since I got here in March, we did something.
Not with me, that was me.
So your current-
Priscilla,
The current rate is
We did.
2163.
City,
That is your current rate.
2163, because it was 21 and then a 3% increase, 63 cents. And that was done with the former mayor still in office in November last year. The only pay raises I think you might be talking about, Mr. Alvarado, is maybe the corporals and Ms. Schmitz. But no.
Okay. So you didn't get one,
Not for a year, no,
yeah,
not
okay,
since last
Not
November.
this year.
okay. So then I'll make a motion that that we give Catherine Yelton a pay raise to $47,320 as of the next pay period.
and I'll second.
Okay, further discussion? If not, Alderman Rapino has moved that we adjust City Secretary, Municipal Court Clerk Catherine Yelton's salary to $47,320 annually, beginning with the next pay period. Seconded by Alderwoman Martinez. All in favor say aye. And opposed? That motion carries unanimously. Thank you both for your service.
Thank you.
Agenda item 12B, discuss and/or possible action on approving a work authorization for Success Engineering to pave a driveway and parking lot for City Hall. Mayor Pro Tem Martinez is kind of leading this charge.
This part of the bond?
No,
No, oh, this
No.
is separate.
It's gonna be
Okay,
separate, more than likely through ARPA.
and, okay, so,
so,
and the cost of this would be,
sir, may I?
81,
may
okay,
I-
go ahead, Mayor, all right,
Thank you very much.
you're welcome.
So Mayor Pro Tem Martinez has done some preliminary work on this. Getting a rough estimate from a vendor. It exceeds $50,000, which means if we proceed with the project, we're going to have to bid it on the open market. And if we're bidding on the open market, then we need some technical drawings and specifications. And that's where our city engineer comes in. So this is not a commitment of funds to do the job. This is a commitment of funds to see if we want to fund the project after we get the engineering work done. Mayor Pro Tem, do you have anything to add to that?
Just that it would extend our parking lot to where the fence line kind of cuts back, goes across, and it would come across past these trees out here. It would also extend the driveway 22 feet across to allow for two-way traffic. It would include all striping. It would include all leveling. We would have to remove the trees ourselves. There are about six to eight trees that would need to come down, but they're relatively young, and I mean, trees here unfortunately do go down whether we like it or not. But these are trees that would be in the way and would extremely limit the maneuverability of any vehicles in the parking lot.
Okay, so the trees are relatively young and so are public works people, so.
Yeah.
We can probably handle
We
that
can do it
in-house.
ourselves, yeah.
We would need to,
Why do we need to increase it right now? Why do we need to put striping down the middle of the driveway into the city hall? Right now, I'm looking at the largest crowd that has been to this building since, it's probably been sitting here from what I understand.
Well, the biggest
So-
concern that I have is that we've already been sued one time for a person slipping.
what?
On our base driveway. So,
Who slipped on it?
I mean, it doesn't matter.
sir,
But
then,
my point
that-
being is, how did this come about?
Well, it's
So
not
somebody
wide enough.
fell off of the, go ahead.
okay, we're not gonna name names or
No, I don't
discuss
need to know
who, when, or where,
Like I said,
but we have had a lawsuit filed, for a person that slipped off the edge of the paved area. Okay. The other thing to address, I believe, is the number of vehicles we have in and out of here. I came to vote the other day and had to wait for 3 people to go out. Okay. Yeah, and then as I came in, I had to wait, 2 people had to wait for me to get through. My fond hope is that we get some more citizen involvement here. And basically all of our parking is filled up tonight. So,
If I may, Mayor Fillinger, if you sit here on a daily basis and watch people come in, because we parked off of the driveway for citizens to come in, that's what they see as parking. So people don't even park right here because they're not recognizing it as a parking spot, because we're parked all the way over there. They're thinking that's the parking is that way each way of the driveway. So you're having citizens walk. In other words, they're not parking on the paved area because it doesn't appear to be a parking lot.
I think it needs to be done. I agree.
how wide is the gate?
22 feet or something.
22
It's enough for
feet.
2 vehicles to fit in.
Okay,
Now, this road is currently not wide enough, so it would be
how wide
wider.
is the road?
It's 11 feet. It's enough for 1 vehicle. So it would be widened.
That does have to be widened. I'm
My,
looking at the cost of asphalt in my mind. Yeah, it's gonna be a lot more. But I also know the maintenance of it.
Yeah, and Jesse did say, I mean, it's not a matter of if, but when that the asphalt cracks. So I mean,
Oh, it's going.
and it's
correct.
Texas, right? So I mean, it's hot and it's gonna happen and it's sand. So, but I mean, when you consider the cost of concrete to do the same thing.
what's the cost of the engineering one?
$10,000.
10,000.
Just 10,000?
Yeah.
What,
And
what's this
$10,005.
81 for? Is that an estimate on?
No,
This
you're,
back here.
no, that's a separate item,
Okay. all right,
okay? 12C, 12D.
Okay.
So he's talking about the last page.
Yeah, I know.
The
Yeah,
back of
he- he-
71,000.
he saw it, yeah.
Yeah, that's true. The 71,000 is from a previous
Oh.
work order.
Okay.
That's, yeah, that is the total.
Previous work
Okay,
authorization.
so 10,000 is what it is. That's what I wanted to know. What?
That's it.
So the 10,000 is for them to bring us a report.
Yeah, the
Yeah,
81.
it's for them to actually draft up what it's gonna cost. Yeah.
Okay.
My
So we're
first,
gonna spend $10,000 to get an estimate for somebody else to do it to us.
No.
Because it's
No,
engineering.
sir, no, sir. Stop. Read this.
I'm listening.
Okay.
What I'm being told.
Just
Continue, please.
description of services, budgets, and deliverables. Okay, task 1, project management. Task 2, parking lot design. Task 3, survey. Task 4, bid phase services. Task 6, construction administration. That's what a city engineer does. It's not a simple little,
report.
hey, guys,
CAD, yeah.
technical drawing, surveying.
One thing it doesn't include is a soil survey, I think he said. A
Yeah,
geotech
yeah.
survey, which would basically see what the what the consistency is and then adjust to that, so, but I mean, it's sand, so.
Well, they'd still have to, well, hire another engineering firm to do that.
Well, they'd have an asphalt company come out and do it.
They do it all the time. that's-
Yeah, that's.
Actually, it's a geotechnical service
Yeah.
that comes out and does it.
That guy.
Yeah,
That's
It's a very small niche,
Yeah.
but it's a very important niche.
Yeah. I've done it before. I haven't done it, but I've hired the people that do it. The building, that's
Exactly. So, if we are going to proceed with this project, we need the services of the city engineer,
The initial work.
okay? And that's the way we're gonna get a reasonable estimated cost to do the job. So,
Thank you for putting it on tape so everybody else understands when they go back to watch our YouTube video. That's.
I bet they just,
I had to be the aggressor for you to get it out of you, because I'll tell you what, everybody watches, listens to what we do. Then they second guess us.
So this is public information if they want.
Yes, it is, and you know they won't do it. I know they won't file a Freedom of Information Act, but they'll go to YouTube in a heartbeat. So thank you, sir. I appreciate it.
you're certainly more than welcome.
I think we need to do it.
Is that a motion you're making, sir?
No, I haven't yet, but I'm waiting for other discussion. If there is any. If you need a motion, I'll make it.
Well, further discussion?
well, like Mayor Fillinger said earlier, right? I reached out to an asphalt company that I ran into, taco shop. And he came out and gave me an estimate, right? At that point, that's what we discovered. It's not just a a quick job, right? It needs a little bit more than that. We have an engineering firm for a purpose. Does it suck we have to add $10,000 to it? I think so, yeah, but they're there to protect us. They're there to protect our assets. So if we decide to do it, I think it's a worthwhile investment. If we decide not to do it and we approve this, we lose 10 grand, right? Is that how it works?
That's how it works.
That's how it works.
All that was so, just an idea that the former mayor chose one foot man to do this and build 2 decks. We're having to rebuild a deck.
Yeah.
Because we didn't go through an engineer.
Yeah, so I mean, it protects us, right, in the long run, so. That's all I have to add to that. But it's sort of, since I've sort of spearheaded, I don't wanna make the motion.
Well, I'll make a motion that we proceed with the work authorization. And with Success Engineering Inc. So not to exceed the cost of professional services of $10,100.
I second.
Okay, I have a motion from Alderman Rufino and a second from Alderwoman Alvarado to authorize, to accept the work authorization number 3 from Success Engineering to provide engineering design services for municipal parking lot. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
And opposed, that carries unanimously. You're gonna have to go to work, Joe.
Yes.
Okay. And agenda item 12D, hallelujah. In 2019, the voters of Sandy Oaks approved a road bond issuance. And after many scuffles and going to a second city engineer, we have finally got to the award area. Okay, so looking at agenda item 12D, cover page is from Jess Swain, our city engineer, explaining 6 bids were received on the above referenced project. The apparent lowest responsive bid was provided by Texas Material Groups for the total bid amount of $896,300. It is recommended that the bid be awarded to Texas Material Group Incorporated. Attaches bid tabulation for your review. If there are any questions or concerns, please do not hesitate to contact me. And we have Mr. Joe Cantu with Success Engineering to answer any questions, give any explanations that you might have. And thank you for being with us, Joe.
So unfortunately, we've heard a lot about this bond, those of us that have not been on city council since it was passed. How many of the roads are we looking at? Repaired and updated.
Okay, originally,
I'm sorry, what's that?
Originally, the previous engineers recommended that we chip seal 7.5 miles of streets. That is not realistic because chip seal does not
No, that's good for a season.
properly and prepared and placed. It's good for 5 years. After the road bond was passed and after we could not work with the previous engineers, and after we went through the COVID, and we basically have 2 roads in this community that have been destroyed. New Mathis Road, and given the history, New Mathis Road was designed and built as a secondary street. New Mathis Road was actually the back end of the city for over 20 years. When they put the Dollar General in and opened New Mathis Road up, it has became de facto Main Street, Sandy Oaks. We have more traffic on New Mathis Road than any other street in town, including Priest Road. So New Mathis over the last 4 years has basically been destroyed. The road edges are eroded and gone. At places, the street has lost almost 4 feet of pavement. So we're looking at New Mathis Road and another street, Black River Drive, that quite frankly was the least well-engineered street in the city ever. And it has, I see Public Works shaking their head. It has been a nightmare since 2016. I personally put probably 20, 30 bags of cold patch in it, trying to get through. And I've seen Public Works out there several times over the last few years throwing down cold patch. So we've kind of made the decision to concentrate this money on New Mathis Road and Black River Drive as being the most egregiously damaged streets in the city. So did that answer your question, sir?
Absolutely.
So the original bond was for 800,000.
Yes,
And then
ma'am.
over the years, we realized that it would take almost 900,000. Right? But
Well,
our budget says 704.
the remaining funds in the budget is in fact 704.
Because we,
You fixed the
Have to
bridge.
pay the bank back. It's a bond.
we've made, yeah,
We're making.
so we've
annual
made that,
payments.
we've made that payment already. So now we have 700 and we're looking at 896,000.
Yes, ma'am.
I think she's getting at where we could get the 192K from.
Okay. Mayor Pro Tem Martinez and I met with the engineers, back in March. And it was discussed at that time that, we would utilize ARPA funds to make the difference up. Part of the issue is costs have increased astronomically
Yes.
over the last 4 years, and part of the issue is the scope of the project has changed. The prior engineers basically were just gonna bring in a truck and chip seal till we ran out of
I
money.
remember being part of that discussion
Uh,
3 years ago. We could have passed it.
I
this year.
remember you being
Would have
there
been-
for the discussion.
We could have saved this money
So,
and brought it up now, but
okay,
I understand.
the recommendation,
2020.
the recommendation is that we go with the
Texas-
low bidder. And I researched the low bidder and I can find nothing wrong with his organization.
I think we've used, they went by a different name, I think at one time, Texas Materials, either quality.
Not sure, but they're pretty reputable.
I think we used.
Only they've been in business. Just out of curiosity.
Yeah, I didn't research that. I just researched
That's gonna-
reputation.
The engineer model.
Yeah,
The bond works is you only do.
Do you know any other projects,
They provided the qualifications, I don't have it in front of me, but, usually go through and call the references, and look at their projects and make sure that they have similar type projects, but they're a pretty big dating company, so
they are?
Man, I wanna say they did the park,
No,
no?
no.
You don't remember the name of that company?
I do, ma'am, but we're not gonna discuss that
Okay,
tonight.
I know they changed names.
So do we have to decide if we're going to accept that?
Well, that's what we're here to discuss. But yes, the decision has to be made.
Okay,
Are we gonna allocate? Are we going to accept this or are we going to go back to square two and redefine the
somebody else.
project?
well, before we have to make another payment, I believe we should move forward since,
The payments are not coming out of the road bond fund, ma'am.
right, but I mean, we're paying it, right?
But yes, we are paying it.
I mean, the longer we
It
delay,
doesn't go away.
prices are going to
Yeah.
escalate more
Yeah.
probably. I mean, inflation is not,
It's happening.
And the citizens are asking, what
Yeah,
about the
where's-
bond?
Where's the
Yeah.
bond?
You know, because they
so
passed
I
it.
think we do need to make.
You have no idea, but Mayor Martinez is gonna know in a week.
Yeah,
So, well,
Congratulations. Mayor election.
And with this,
that's why we.
4 days, right?
Okay, so let's have a motion. How's it need to be worded? Tom, you're good at this.
If I was to make, if I was to make a motion,
I'll make the motion.
I would move that we accept the recommendations of the city engineer and award the contract to Texas Material Groups Incorporated, but I'm not making a motion. I'm just telling you how I would toward one.
For the total amount of,
And I would include the total amount. And I would include that we set aside a $90,000 contingency fund from the ARPA fund to be refunded back to the ARPA fund if the contingency's not needed. That's just how I do it. Floor is open. I would entertain a motion.
I can remember all that. You can say so moved. So moved, and that was, incorporate this.
So moved.
Well, I'll make a motion.
Check me.
Thank you.
No, I'll make a motion that we follow the.
We have a motion, sir.
Oh, we already do?
Yes, sir.
Oh, okay, then great.
Short and.
I need a second.
Second that.
There you go, Tom.
Okay. Alderwoman,
Everything had big bucks.
Alderwoman Alvarado has made the motion to accept the engineer's recommendation that we we approve the apparent low bidder in Texas Materials Groups for a total bid amount of $896,300 with a contingency fee set aside from ARPA of $90,000. And it was seconded, who seconded?
I second.
And
Rapino.
it was,
No, it was, that was Rapino.
No, you're trying to make a motion.
it was seconded by Alderman Coffin-Dapper with no further discussion. All in favor of the motion, say aye.
Aye.
And opposed? The motion carries unanimously. Thank you, Joe. Thank Jess for us.
Get the pre-con scheduled.
And we'll get the pre-con scheduled and move forward as rapidly as possible. Okay, thank you very much. Agenda item, sure.
I was say, I'll make a motion.
Agenda item 13, I'd entertain a motion
I'll
to
move
adjourn.
that We adjourn.
Alderman Rapino moves to adjourn, seconded by Alderman Coffin-Dapper. We stand adjourned at 8:08 p.m. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen.
No, might be opposed to it. Stay longer.
Actually.